they want to throw you to the wayside.
Yeah. I mean, it just once you get around someone, you be looking up to these people so bad, and like once you get around, they don't be who they say they, who they portray to be.
What set you off that you was like, I gotta do that?
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me.
In the least amount of fights, you know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Ahead of Gervonta Tank Davis' fight against Lamont Roach, tensions are rising as Floyd Mayweather aligns himself with Roach's camp. Davis, feeling betrayed by his former mentor, has begun questioning Mayweather's loyalty. With the fight approaching, this unexpected move adds even more drama, fueling speculation about Mayweather's true intentions in the boxing world. Recently, Davis opened up about his experience with Mayweather, expressing his sense of betrayal over time. During a discussion, the host highlighted how people often provide opportunities for others, but ultimately for their own benefit, discarding them when they are no longer useful. While not directly accusing Mayweather, the host reflected on personal experiences, shedding light on how such dynamics often play out.
Well, he came and got Tank, and it's like, yo, that's what we needed when they come to Baltimore. And like as time go on, again, I have no idea, you correct me at any time, but we see like just little back and forth between y'all two. And again, I have no idea, bro, so you can always stop me or correct me, we could, whatever. But I'm looking at like, it's crazy how people can put you in opportunities, right? But and I don't want to misspeak, but it just seems like, it's because I've experienced it. People can, and maybe not for Floyd, so let me just preface that. It's like people can put you in opportunities because they can, but it's all to help them out. And then when you're not useful for them no more, they want to throw you to the wayside.
Yeah, I mean, it just...
Tank responded by saying that when people get close to someone they once admired, they'd often see a different reality than they imagined. The idealized image in their mind doesn't always match the truth, which can be a disappointing and painful experience. He admitted that this realization hurt him, but ultimately motivated him to forge his own path and operate independently.
I mean, it just once you get around someone, you be looking up to these people so bad, and like once you get around, they don't be who they say they is or who they portray to be. Like, damn that, like it's a letdown. So you be more so hurt, you know. So it's like I just go my own way, like I do my own thing and things like that. So that's more so that's what it was, and that's cool. It's just like you just don't vibe with like what they on, and that's, you know. I mean, I've been in a situation where though, like, you know, I was in a lose-lose situation. Now, what came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, well, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
This situation that he put me in that, you know, make me.
Tank explained that his situation with Floyd felt like a lose-lose for him. When asked to clarify, he recalled his first world title fight at just 21 years old with a 16-0 record. At the time, he hadn't fought in 7 to 8 months and was earning only around $10,000 per fight. Being inactive for so long put him at a disadvantage, making him more vulnerable to losing. Tank suggested that Floyd may have intentionally placed him in that difficult position, expecting him to fail. However, despite the odds, he emerged victorious. His words implied that Floyd viewed him more as a business asset than a true protege, setting him up for challenges that could have derailed his rise. This experience reinforced Tank's belief that he needed to take control of his own career rather than rely on others.
With Floyd? You said, well, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
This situation that he put me in that, you know, make me lose what he thought I was gonna lose.
You talking about like a boxing match or?
Yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 16-0. 16-0. And I was 21 at the time. And I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, you know. So when they came back and was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You gotta sit on, you sitting on the show. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. Had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting the boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game.
Tank always valued Floyd Mayweather's advice, trusting him completely and following his guidance without question. Their relationship was built on mentorship, with Floyd steering Tank's career. But over time, things changed. A falling out strained their bond, and Tank no longer seeks Floyd's guidance as he once did. Tensions escalated further when Floyd was seen working with Lamont Roach's camp ahead of Tank's upcoming fight. Feeling betrayed, Tank questioned why his former mentor would align with an opponent he was set to face in the ring. This wasn't the first time Floyd's actions frustrated him. He had also been upset when Floyd gave advice to Frank Martin before his fight, making Tank feel like he was no longer on Floyd's side. With the Roach fight approaching, Floyd's involvement adds even more drama. Fans now speculate whether this was a deliberate move or if Floyd simply no longer sees himself as part of Tank's team. Either way, Tank has made it clear he doesn't appreciate it. The once strong bond between them appears broken beyond repair, but Tank remains focused on his own path, proving he doesn't need Floyd in his corner to dominate the boxing world.
He just gave me good, great words. He was telling me just stay calm. I always like to listen to Floyd when it comes to big stages like this, because he's the only one that been in my shoes and been like in these type of fights. You know what I mean? So I always try to stay close to Floyd when stuff like this happens. You know what I mean? Just to keep me humble and like have me on the right track. You know what I mean? So I always appreciate Floyd for being in my corner, having my back. Always, you know what I mean? So as always, there'll be love for Floyd Mayweather.
All right, as we get ready.
In the past, while Tank was still under Floyd Mayweather's promotion, Floyd also trained Frank Martin, who would later become one of Tank's opponents. This raised eyebrows, as Floyd was supposed to be guiding Tank's career, yet was also working with a potential rival. At the time, Tank didn't question Floyd's actions, trusting his mentor completely. However, looking back, it now seems as though Floyd may have been setting up challenges for Tank rather than fully supporting him.
Fighters, he loves to embrace guys, so what was being around talking to Floyd? Like, what has Floyd taught you about fighting, and has it made you a better fighter? Because he could tell me all day to do that shit he does. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does being around a guy like Floyd do for you?
He could tell you, go run at 2 in the morning. Go do it when, because 9 times out of 10, we know your opponent sleep at that time. So go run at 2 in the morning and go give yourself a mental edge, because you out there working every night at 2 in the morning running. That's a lot of the times your opponent sleep. It could be little things that'll take you to the next level. That Floyd, a person like Floyd, like if he tell you that, you gonna take a lot of heave to it, and it's gonna give you a different type of motivation when you doing it. He could show you something, and it could be the same thing. You might not be able to do it like him, but just it coming from him, it'll give you like a different type of feel about yourself.
Frank Martin openly shared how Floyd Mayweather's advice motivated him ahead of his fight. Known for his strategic mindset, Floyd provided Martin with key insights that helped him prepare at a higher level. Martin expressed how valuable the guidance was, saying it gave him a new perspective and boosted his confidence in the ring. However, Tank saw things differently. Floyd wasn't just giving general advice, he was sharing strategies that Tank himself had used in the ring. This raised suspicions that Floyd was intentionally setting Tank up to lose. By mentoring Martin, Floyd wasn't just helping another fighter, he was preparing someone to counter Tank's style. This deepened the growing tension between Tank and Floyd. Once, Tank had trusted Floyd's guidance completely, always listening to his advice. But over time, their relationship soured. Seeing Floyd give strategic tips to someone he could potentially face made Tank question his former mentor's true intentions. It no longer felt like simple mentorship, it felt personal. Now, Tank no longer sees Floyd as someone in his corner. He has come to understand that in boxing, loyalty is rare, and even those who once stood beside him might not always want to see him win. Determined to prove himself without Floyd's guidance, Tank is focused on dominating the ring on his own terms.
From Baltimore, he's not from DC. That's what I learned. I thought he was from DC too. DC my second home. I've been coming up here since I was 9 years old, even younger. So I'm not really trying to get in his personal business. Probably just showing him that, you know, I could do anything, especially in your backyard.
You gonna feel all this shit we gotta do? Look, hey Tank, we gonna go 35 for 12.
Many years ago, legendary champion Marvin Hagler remarked that it's hard to get up and do road work at 5.
From the start, Floyd Mayweather supported Tank Davis, bringing him into his team, guiding him, and helping shape him into the champion he is today. Floyd provided Tank with opportunities, advice, and exposure that many fighters only dream of. In return, Tank was loyal, listening, following Floyd's guidance, and trusting that his mentor had his best interests at heart. Their bond wasn't just about boxing. It was built on mentorship and respect. But over time, that trust began to fade. The issue wasn't just that Floyd worked with other fighters, it was that he seemed to position himself against Tank. Supporting Frank Martin was one thing, but giving him strategic advice, knowing he could one day face Tank, made Tank question Floyd's intentions. It wasn't just mentorship, it felt like betrayal. Then came the breaking point. Floyd's involvement in Lamont Roach's camp ahead of Tank's upcoming fight. For Tank, this confirmed that Floyd was no longer on his side. It wasn't just about helping young fighters. It felt like he was actively working against someone he once called his own. That's what hurt the most. Not just that Floyd was training others, but that he was giving Tank's opponents the tools to beat him. Tank once saw Floyd as a mentor, someone who had his back no matter what. But now, he knows he has to stand alone. He no longer seeks Floyd's guidance or expects loyalty from him. What truly upsets him isn't just losing a mentor. It's realizing that the man who once supported him is now working against him.
You're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right?
What are we rating ourselves on? What are we rating on?
Okay.
Well, we want to know, in the least amount of fights, you know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.